What is the best career advice you received? I work for a big Wall Street firm. Early on, I'd cold call. Hated it. But I had to get new customers. I wasn't connected. Someone called my manager to complain about me, and he told me that the caller thought I was a bit too aggressive, or a bit too much of a smartass, or both, probably both. As I left his office, I turned and said, "You don't seem too upset about the complaint." He replied, "I'm not. The way I see it, if you don't piss off someone every now and then, you aren't doing your job. Carry on. When starting a new job, give 70. If you give 100 starting day one, makes that level of work become the expected standard. It quickly loses impressiveness. Over time, most roles start taking on more, and if you're already giving all you have, taking on more responsibility means setting yourself up for a continuous cycle of burnout. But if you come in at 70, you leave yourself room to take more on without burning yourself out, and going above and beyond every day won't become the expected standard. There are 3 types of people: those with a calling, those with a career, and those with a job. Said by some random person at a dog park 35 years ago. It made me feel better about not having a deeper, meaningful path. I wish I could say I've had a career, but I have a job. I've always just had jobs. A lot of us just have jobs. Sometimes they pay the bills. Sometimes they don't. It's just a job. Stop comparing yourself to your colleagues so much. Focus on your own work quality, professionalism, and satisfaction. Don't treat life and work as a zero-sum game. Learn the motivations of those you work with and tailor your mutual interactions with them in mind. Help each other out. Don't be a pushover people pleaser. Get comfortable with being uncomfortable. You will end up in situations that make you uncomfortable, such as on a project where you don't quite know what you're doing, or a difficult client situation. The more comfortable you are being uncomfortable, the better you will be able to handle these situations. Don't stay at a company for more than a few years unless you get a meaningful promotion, i.e. significant improvement in job description and wages. There are exceptions, but loyalty generally doesn't pay well anymore. The days of getting a gold watch after 25-30 years at a company are long gone. Your employer will exploit you. Exploit them back. Always take your PTO days. Always take your sick days. Always use every ounce of benefits they provide. Study on company time for the next certification. Any opportunity you have to get more money, more certs, more training, take them. Never, ever, over-deliver. Do what's exactly asked of you. You're not getting paid to do extra stuff. And the one who said this to me was my boss. So he was a real G for saying that. Suddenly, he turned into a tyrant and I just had to leave to save my mental health. Never stop learning. I took the job I'm in now because I didn't know anything of it. I had a very basic understanding, but had no idea how to do any of it. Took some formal classes that was offered and lots of YouTube, and I'm starting to get the hang of this. Don't have loyalty to a company for training you or giving you a chance to get experience. They do not have the same loyalty for you. Don't hesitate to leave if you have a chance to better yourself. I wasted 14 years before I took that advice. Your personality and attitude are equally important as the quality of your work, which sucks because I'm a smart employee. I have a goddamn temper. But over the years I managed to learn how to fake being bubbly. Helped a lot. Don't be afraid to work that extra hour if that means you can get the job done, with or without pay. You have plenty of time to rest when you die, so don't worry about resting just yet when you are working hard for your career. One poops in the diaper. We all have to wear it. There is no holding one person accountable for bad behavior, etc. We all take the punishment. Sadly, this applies to so many experiences outside of work as well. The best career advice I've received is to never stop learning and adapting. The world is constantly evolving, so staying curious and open to new opportunities and skills is crucial for long-term success. Don't stay with the same place or entire career. You're more likely to make more money if you hop, and you'll have the opportunity to learn more skills and become a more marketable candidate overall. Always write everything that happens to you in an email and make sure to include your personal email when you send it. They can lock you out and you won't have a response if you need to file anything. There are 3 priorities: your health, your family, and your job. Keep them in that order. And no matter how happy you are at your current job, it's never advisable to not know what else is out there. If you really want a job but aren't qualified, apply anyway. Best case scenario, you get it and gain experience. Worst case scenario, they don't call and you carry on. Leave work at the time clock. The second I'm out that door, my mind changes to me, my wife and kid. Just because I had a bad day at work means they have to suffer. Who you know is more important than what you know. References almost always at least gets you an interview, which is far better than applying to a job cold. Ask your boss what results they want to see to give you a promotion. Keep asking until you get it. Or go somewhere else, put your results on your resume. Never complete work before the deadline. In fact, pretend that it can take a few days longer. Otherwise you get piled with more work for the same pay. Choose a job you love, and you will never have to work a day in your life. That's the gold standard. Makes every day a bit more like play than work. When you're teaching someone, especially a group of people, in my experience children, if your students are acting out, check your own behavior first. Always respond back to give an update. People appreciate being in the loop and knowing you're still working on whatever they're waiting for. This is just something we do for money. We aren't solving world peace, so don't make it your existence. Still working on that part. Measure twice and cut once, which was an improvement on my old philosophy of I cut it 3 times and it's still too short. Having a job is better than having the right job. Apply and interview before you quit. Get the new job in writing first. Look out for number 1, aka yourself. You owe nothing to the company in the end, and they will fuck you given the chance. My family doctor and my cardiologist both told me it was time to retire before stress killed me. They were right. A boss of mine once told me, I can see you've been working hard, but it's all about results and you don't have any. Your career will give you very little meaning in life majority of the time. Have a life outside of your job. Don't sweat the small stuff. It'll all work out. And always remember to check for toilet paper. The C-suite and HR are sacred cows. Never oppose them unless you have a job lined up elsewhere. Every morning before you go to work, check your pants for poop stains, front and back. Don't wait for your leader to promote you. If an opportunity is available, apply for it. When offered a significant promotion, never decline because you feel underqualified. When a man does his best, what else can you ask of him? General George S. Patton. Don't work on people's problems any harder than they are willing to work on them. Lack of planning on their part does not constitute an emergency on my part. Become the smartest person in the room, and then talk as little as possible. Networking and communication are far more important than technical skills. Your worth is increased based on your ability to delegate work to others. You should charge more. You'll make more money. Business masterclass. Be careful what you're good at. You could be the person stuck doing it. It's never about the work. It's always about your response to the work. Be extremely careful voicing opinions unless you're sure you're right. Let someone else do all the work while you take all the credit. You never know too much to do more professional development. It's not what you know. It's who you know and who you blow. Don't think in the morning. Do all that the night before. Fake it till you make it. Old I know, but I did and I did. Don't quit your job until you have another job lined up. Never show 100. Hard work is rewarded with more work. Show me your top 3 friends, I'll show you your future.